I got to drive it maybe 10 miles. All right, folks, it's been a few days. Poor baby D. Obviously back from PRI show and kind of got some tools put away. Kind of had a whole lot of stuff going. Race team, trying to get things ready to go for the year. A lot of decisions on what to do with our short block for baby D. I don't want to say that I'm not motivated, because I am, but it's like we know that I will continue to probably push this thing harder and harder and harder. But do I clean up one cylinder? It definitely needs pistons. I think there's no two ways about that. We're going to put pistons in this thing for sure. Do I put connecting rods in it? I don't know. Do I just do it here? I don't know. Do I do the right thing and send it to Arrington Performance? That's what I should do. Then I know I'll have a bulletproof short block. We've already got the really good heads. But I got to do something, because I got to drive it maybe 10 miles. It's time to go to work. Shouldn't be too bad getting this thing out. Brent and John, PFI Speed, Boosted Motorsports, they helped us get it kind of down to this spot. Got to be careful. I think I'm going to try to pull it without taking the radiator out, but now that I look at it, I think I'm going to have to take the radiator out. When I put it in, I installed it all in one shop. You know, the Silver Sport, Tremec, the McLeod clutch, stuck it all in one go. At this very spot, with the heads off, I can pretty easily get to all the bell housing bolts. Got to pull the starter off. So I think I'm going to leave the transmission and bell housing in there. Clutch is bled, so if I leave it in there, I don't have to mess with that. Plain and simple. Let's go to work. So, you can see, got her out. To be honest, wasn't all that terribly bad. And it just makes such a mess. I don't care how hard you try. You just end up with antifreeze on the floor. It's part of it. You just do. It is now time to get a little better look. I think that's just aluminum stuck on there. But you can definitely see that it got into the ring landing on that piston. I think that'll come off though. Little heat, little muriatic acid, that cylinder would probably clean up. What do I do, y'all? There's a running joke about putting one piston in, but I can't see myself doing that. But what I do need to do now is take off our McLeod RXT and get this thing on a motor stand and figure out our next move. Motor come out pretty easy, to be honest, though. Wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. Okay. She's out and on the stand. Still looks pretty good up here. So I did roll it outside so that I could get it out and dump it over, get the antifreeze out, that sort of thing, without making a bigger mess than I've already got going in the shop in here. So when I did that, flipped it over, I heard some clanking. Clanking in your oil pan is always a very bad thing. So, I'm not going to completely tear this thing down, because if indeed we send it up to Arrington Performance, I'd rather them diagnose it. But what I can tell you is you don't want to find stuff in your oil pan. So, if you look down in here, this is part of an oil control ring. This appears to be part of a skirt off of a piston. This feels like a ring. That's a ring. That is part of the rail from Mr. Oil Control. So, as much as I want to take this thing completely apart, if you're sending your stuff to a very good machine shop, it is probably best to let them dissect it. Figure out what caused the problem, what came first. You know, where did all this start? In our case, I'm pretty sure it's piston. And I am also pretty sure that we have not hurt anything in this motor. But I am sure that it will need to be completely disassembled. The engine will need to go in a vat and be completely washed and clean, because there is a lot of schmegma floating around in our oil pan. Not a good thing. Had we continued, we probably would have really burnt this thing up, you know, run a bunch of crap through the bearings at that point. It would start to chew the bearings up. From there, it would continue on and burn the crank up. Still kind of weird. Still not totally sure. Got to get the injectors checked. You know, what caused this? I don't know. So I know a lot of y'all kind of jumped in on our videos because they were cool. You know, dyno, smoke and fire on the dyno. So to catch some of y'all up, this was a 5.7 liter junkyard motor. Had a little over 5,000 miles on it. We put a big old comp cam in it, and the nice Arrington CNC ported heads. So the bottom end was not touched. I saw some of y'all say, you know, ring gap, blah, blah, whatever. We do know the 5.7s have pretty weak pistons. They're just inherent that way. That's the way they're built. But I do not feel as though we really did anything that should have caused it to do that. So makes me wonder, you know, did the car run? The car that this came out of, this 2018 Charger, had been turned upside down. Did it run on its side? Did it run upside down? How long did it stay upside down? Did oil build up into the ringland area and then kind of get crusty and nasty? And then when we started it, got it running, that got superheated. Did we have an injector problem? Did we put too much timing in it? You know, the list goes on and on and on. Bottom line is, this thing is hurt. It's got to be repaired. Y'all help me out, though. Yes, I know this motor's got to be repaired. It is, you know, it's a lot of good pieces here, although they are all stock minus the camshaft lifters. I did do the delete, by the way. That was another thing I saw that somebody said I should do the delete, which means the multi-displacement system that cuts cylinders off. We did that. We did the variable valve timing lockout with the lockout deal from Comp Cams. Anyway, y'all comment down below. Do I grab another junkyard motor, stick the cam in it, make sure the injectors are good, and rock on? Or do I do the right thing, send this to Arrington Performance, get good rods, good pistons? What do y'all think I should do? I want Baby D to be running. We've got a lot of other parts coming for this thing that I'm not going to tell you all about just yet, but I love this project. Think it's a cool project. We definitely had a little setback. It's part of it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all those things. I do read them. Thank you, guys. See you in the next one.